When times in business get tough, the temptation is to start discounting the price of our goods or services. That's the temptation. In fact, a lot of businesses do that. And that's why a lot of businesses go broke when times are tough, because discounting carves the heart out of our profit margin. What we're going to look at today here at the Hive is the whole concept of discounting. It's like heroin, because once you're addicted, it's going to kill the business. So let's have a look at discounting and what we can do to kick the habit.
The Business Hive. It's all about helping you grow your business stronger. The facts are that most business owners work harder than their employees and often for less money. Here at the Business Hive, our passion is helping you take your business to the next level. You'll be able to network with other business owners, giving you immediate opportunities for sales leads and, over time, a support network. And the Hive is also a fantastic place to grow your team. And your monthly membership fees will go towards bringing hope to people in need in your local community, across your city or region, and in fact, around the globe. Remember, we're about helping you strengthen your business to improve your profits, to buy you back some time, and hopefully to get a bit more balance back in your life. The Business Hive.
Hey, welcome to the Hive again this month. It's great to have you here. We're going to be talking about a really important subject this month at the Hive. We're talking about discounting, but before we get rolling, everybody should have a workbook. If you don't have a workbook, please grab your facilitator and grab a workbook, because the workbook follows hard after the presentation and it's a really useful thing to have. So, we're going to talk about discounting. Discounting is like heroin, because once you get addicted to it, it starts to kill your business, and it's hard to kick the habit. Now, this isn't my line. This is a line from a guy called Tony Guattari. Tony's a great guy. Tony took a well-known retail brand from a turnover of a few million to $500 million in a few years' time. And so Tony really knows what he's talking about. He's written a fabulous little book called Business Success. If you can get a hold of it, please do. It's a great read. It's a really grassroots, practical understanding of how to run a business. And what we're going to talk about with discounting this month at the Hive has a lot to do with what Tony has to say, because he's been in the game. He knows what it's like to discount and what it does to your business. Discounting is like heroin. Now, be honest, who enjoys a good sale? Who likes going, come on you women, who likes going to the shoe shop and you see those shoes that were $150 yesterday and today they're $75? We all love a good sale. In fact, to be honest, I don't think I've paid full price for clothes in I don't know how many years. We're kind of attuned, aren't we, to sales. And when the economy's tough, when things aren't going well, it seems that almost every store in the mall has a sale going on almost perpetually. You remember when sales used to happen kind of after Christmas and towards the end of the financial year, and there were 2 sale periods a year? Well, now it seems that there are always sales and they're always discounting, and it's always up to 70% off. And I walk through some of these expensive malls and I think to myself, how are these people making money? How are these people running businesses that are actually going to survive? And that's the problem with a sale. It's great when we're a consumer, but now let's put the shoe on the other foot. Now let's put the shoe on us as the service provider or the provider of the goods. And because everybody else is discounting when the economy's tough, it becomes addictive. It becomes something that we think, well, you know, the guy next door's discounting, the competition's discounting, I have to discount as well. And as we're going to see in a minute, discounting carves the heart out of our profit margin. It may only be a 20 or 30% discount, but when we do the numbers, discounting is killing a lot of businesses around the country. So far in our last umpteen months at the Hive here, we've looked at a number of different topics, and I just want to go through some of those quickly, because one of the ways we learn here at the Hive is we don't do things linearly. We actually do things iteratively. I like to deal with things over a couple of months and then come back to them a few months later, because we tend not to learn linearly. We tend to learn much better if we cycle through things. So let's just have a look at some of the topics we've looked at the Hive over the last few months. Unlocking the value of your brand. Branding isn't just for big companies, it's for small companies and medium companies as well. Communication that sells, actually putting together communication pieces that sell to our customers. Overcoming the top 5 roadblocks to business success. We looked at that. Standing out from the crowd, about how to be a leader in business, how to run a business well. how to get more out of your staff, how to grow and develop the team, how to grow the bottom line from an income perspective to drive the income up, and how to grow the bottom line in terms of managing our costs and expenditures. Business intelligence, actually knowing what's going on in the business so that we can measure success or we can measure failure and change things to make them better. Reinventing your business to grow in a changing world, because sadly the world keeps changing around us and we need to change in order to grow our businesses rather than become irrelevant. Now, you'll see there I've highlighted 4 of those because we're kind of cycling back today at these 4. We're going to be looking at some stuff in unlocking the value in your brand, communication that sells, how to grow your bottom line from an income perspective, and reinventing your business in a changing world, because the world is changing around us. So if you think, oh, that strikes a bit of a familiar chord, it's because I've deliberately cycled back to pick up some of the things we've learnt in those previous months here at the Hive. Because what we want to do is the whole aim of the Hive, the whole point of being here is that this business coaching is wisdom that works. What we want to do is bring the pieces together for your business so that your business can be much more successful than it is today. That's the point of business coaching. All right, there's been a big shift in customer perceptions over the last year or two, haven't there? People have gone from bricks and mortar shopping into internet shopping. Well, not everything. We don't buy everything off the internet, but there's been a huge move, hasn't there, from bricks and mortar shopping. My wife and I were walking down a very, very well-known shopping strip of, probably a kilometre long. And we counted 30 shops that were empty, 30 businesses that had gone broke in this really popular, really upmarket shopping strip. And it's not just in retail, it's in a whole bunch of other services and goods that we purchase, things that you provide to your customers that people are all of a sudden finding they can purchase them far less expensively. And so we get into this mindset, we think, oh man, internet shopping and they're moving to the internet and I'm not keeping up and I'm losing customers. And what we want to do is we want to go, if they can buy this cheaper on the internet, or if they can buy it cheaper at a warehouse, or if they could buy it cheaper from other low-cost providers, maybe what I have to do is I have to cut my prices. We begin to think to ourselves that value for our customers equals pricing. And that's the trap for discounting. We get into this mindset that value equals price. In order to give value to my customers, I actually have to reduce the price. But let me ask you a question. Are they chasing after price, or are they chasing after value? Here's a marketplace paradox. I was catching my chauffeur-driven blue Mercedes into the city, the local bus, and we drive past the Lamborghini dealership on the way into the city from my place. Now, I'm not in the Lamborghini marketplace, I have to tell you. So when I saw the sign, hot price, outside the Lamborghini dealership, I thought, man, hot price. You kind of think, maybe I could afford a Lamborghini, sort of vaguely, stupidly. And so it said hot price, and underneath it said only $425,000 on the road. Is there something wrong with me, or has the world gone crazy? Only $425,000. And at the time I saw this, the Australian dollar and the US dollar were about in parity. So wherever you're watching this video, we're talking $425,000 US dollars. That's a lot of money. Obviously, there are some people in this market who think that's a great price for a Lamborghini. So people are still prepared to pay top dollar for top shelf when it suits them. Here's the paradox. What we do is when it comes to commodities, when it comes to the things that we consume that lots and lots of people provide, we tend to look for value. Think of a supermarket. When you go to a supermarket, the milk and the bread and the cereal and the toilet paper and all that sort of stuff, you tend to look at the price. But when we walk over to the department that has the pre-prepared gourmet meals, when we walk over to look at the prosciutto or those nice olives that have come from Italy, we tend not to think so much about price. We separate in our minds the commodity stuff that we want to get at a good price from the stuff that's premium. Now, my premium level may be different to yours. It may be that you're in the Lamborghini market and I'm not. So I think $425K for a Lamborghini is fantastic and I don't. But wherever we are in that pecking order as consumers, as purchasers of goods and services, there is part of our mentality which looks at commodities that we want to get at the right price. And then there's part of our mentality that looks at premium stuff where price doesn't matter so much. And it's in that polarisation